Well, good morning, guys. Welcome to Pobo's Little Homestead /
Pobo's Place.
As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel. Guys, today we're going to be doing a little video on I hatched out some breast chicken eggs. And I hatched them in the MATICOOPX Incubator here. So this is going to kind of be a review on the incubator plus the results of the breast chicken eggs that I got from Mandolin Royal over at Arcadian Orchards. I guess you can say me and Mandolin had kind of a little collaboration where I got some eggs from her to do a good test on the hatch rate to see what kind of percentage of hatch rate I could get, because Mandolin is thinking about setting up to where she can start selling eggs to the public. And if you're interested in some breast chicken eggs, you ought to go check out Mandolin over at Arcadian Orchard. I'll put a link in the description below this video where you can go check her channel out. And we're going to be looking at the results of what I got here out of this MATICOOPX Incubator. So to start out with, I got 19 eggs, and I'll show y'all a picture right here how she shipped them. 19 eggs fit in one of them shipping boxes you see in this picture here, and how she had them packaged real good. She used pipe insulation. It's cheaper than buying that foam with the holes in it, and it worked just as good. When I received them eggs, I couldn't find no damage in none of them eggs. Well, I put them in the MATICOOPX here, and I got a video of me loading my eggs up. And I'm gonna play that for y'all here in a moment after I get through talking about stuff. I'll play y'all the video of me loading the incubator, me checking it a couple times throughout the duration of the incubation. And then we'll get back with y'all at the end of the clip again. But for right now, I'm really interested in seeing and watching these birds, because Mandolin's been working with these birds for 5, 6, 7 years now on a good strategy breeding program where she's trying to keep them bred to get more meat out of them, keep the characteristics of the breast chickens, like keeping their legs good and blue. They're supposed to have blue legs, white earlobes, keeping prettier cones and such like that. So I'm anxious to watch these birds grow, and as I know as they grow, there's going to be some that, no matter how much breeding you do, guys, there's still going to be some bad characteristics shows up. You're never going to breed it totally out. I mean, I've been breeding quail, and I've been breeding my rabbits, the American blue rabbits, trying to do the same thing. But every litter of rabbits always gonna have a rabbit that something not good shows up there that I don't like. And it's all from the breeding bloodline from the past. It's gonna show up. But I had a great result on the 19 eggs. I had 19 eggs I put in here. I don't candle my eggs. I just never do that. Even with the quail eggs, I don't do it. Now what I do, on about day 7 or 8, I could smell something. Well, I opened it up and I picked every egg up and I give it a smell test, because there wasn't nothing obvious to my eye. Well, I could smell one egg. Well, I set it up here on the front, and I waited a couple more days and I could still smell that smell. And when 2 more days when I got it out, it had a little bit of seepage, so I knew that was a bad egg. But I still I don't know if it was a hairline crack that I just couldn't see with my eye. But y'all see, I'll have to keep reading glasses around my neck when I'm trying to see anyways. And after I threw that away, that meant I had 18 eggs. Well, out of 18 eggs, I got 15 chicks hatched. Well, 15 chicks out of 18 eggs, that's a dang good hatch rate. Actually, if you get 50% hatch rate on shipped eggs, plus being in a cheap incubator, yeah, I got an awesome hatch rate to be up there around 80%. But they hatched out well. Another thing that I did that Madeline suggested, which I know she's got a bigger, more expensive incubator, but she told me she leaves her eggs sitting in the upright position totally throughout incubation. Well, in this MATICOOP, this is one of the reasons I chose this incubator. I have a NUTURE, and if you're looking for incubators, reasonable priced incubators, well, I love this MATICOOP better than my NUTURE. The NUTURE costs more. I love this one because of how the trays sit in here. It's got 5 trays. It'll hold 30 chicken eggs. It comes apart that easy. The bottom here tilts out to where you can wash it and clean out the bottom, the water reservoir that just sits back in there. The little egg turning reel sits right here because the motor's up under there. And then these trays just sit in here. Well, I left them eggs in these trays in the upright position like she suggested. And I got, like I said, 15 out of 18 eggs hatched. And you can see how pretty the chicks come out. Now, I did lose one of the 15 chicks. The last 3 that hatched was later than the rest of them. By, I don't know, I'd probably say 8 hours later before they hatched. And just like when my quails, anytime I have some that hatch late, usually they're a weaker bird and I lose 1 or 2 of them. Well, out of them 3, it lived for about a day, looked good and everything, but still it was, you could tell it was a little runt. It died on me. So I ended up with 14 out of 18. Which is still, and that's great on shipped eggs. The incubator here, when I started out, I'm down here in Louisiana and our humidity stays up there around 30% anyways. But I put a little bit of water in here and tried to hold it at 40% the best I could, which it fluctuated up and down during the day because I only added a little bit of water in the morning and a little bit at night because I never was here during the daytime to go in there and add just a little bit, because if you add too much water, of course it's going to shoot your humidity up higher. So I tried to hold it around 40% the best I could for them first 18 days, and then that night I just unplugged I ain't got the power cord out here, but it just plugs in the back, and then the egg turner here plugs in this other side. On day 18, I just unplugged the egg turner. I add a little water in the port B side here. See, it's got 2 ports you can pour your water in. That's the small port, is port A, and the big port's port B. I added just a little bit of water in port B, and I brought it up there to about 65% humidity, which it has to, shows you on top. And I brought it up there around 65–70% humidity, but then I did not add no more water in them last 4 days. That's the way I do the quail. I've added in there and I bring my humidity up, and then that's it. I don't add no water. I don't try to just keep it right there on 65 or 70. I just, whatever happens, happens. Well, the last 3 eggs that did not hatch, I let them sit in here a couple more days, and then when I took them out and busted them open to do a little autopsy, I say, on them, one of them had started developing a chick, which didn't even make it to feather stage, and the other 2 was just egg yolk. So I don't know if they wasn't fertile, or they just may have been fertile and they didn't take from the very get-go. So it ain't like they developed a chick in there and the chick, because I have had a lot of times with my quails, and I keep speaking about the quails, guys, because I hatch a lot of quails. This is the first time I've hatched chickens in a long time, because I just always hatching quails. Only chickens I ever had is I just buy some chicks at the corner market for laying hens every year, and I get me a couple of new ones every year. But that's how I did it. I love the MATICOOPX over the NUTURE. One thing I like about it is the lid on this one. When you lift it up, especially with the quails, because the quails I would take out of the turning trays and lay the eggs on the bottom and let them hatch. Well, when you take the lid off, it does have a lip here about 1.5 inches to where the quails don't just jump out all of a sudden on you when you're trying to get them out. The NUTURE, when you take the lid off of it, quails go everywhere. You have to lift the lid up a little bit, reach in there and get you some out to try to keep them from jumping out. Also, I love the trays in this, how it keeps the eggs in the upright position during turning. Where the NUTURE, they laying down, basically rolling when they turning. I like this setting up position better. And I'm telling y'all this in case you're looking at incubators and maybe trying to decide between two, especially if you've seen this one in the NUTURE and trying to decide between them two. I'm just giving you my opinion. I think this incubator is a much better incubator. It has the egg candler here on top, and guys, this egg candler light actually works. The one on the NUTURE, it ain't worth nothing because the top up here is white, and when you set an egg on it, turn the light on, light still comes out of all this white up here and you can't see your egg good. MATICOOPX, the top is dark black up under this gray tape sticker right here. It's black, so when you got an egg sitting on the candler light and you turn it on, well, all the light's going through the egg so you can see the egg good. It has the temperature where you can set it up and down. You got the day setting where you can change your days, just like hatching quail or chickens. You're going to change your number of days from 18 to 21. And the egg turner test, you can every so often, just if you ain't seen it or heard it move, you can test the turner, make sure it's working, and then you got your day reset. I found on this one here, by testing it by using different thermometers, which wasn't calibrated thermometers, so this one here is only a 1/2 degree off versus the thermometers I tested it with. So therefore I just went with the numbers that's on the incubator. Now you will see in the video clip that my thermometer that I had sitting in there is going to be showing 101 point something degrees. Well, that's after the chicks hatched and all their body heat's in there. So yeah, when you see that, you'll say, well, he had it a little high. Well, no, after they hatched, they put off their body heat. So it was a little warmer in there at that time. But guys, if you're looking for a good incubator, don't want to break the bank, I think the MATICOOPX right here is a great incubator. I got it from Amazon, and I'll put an Amazon affiliated link in the description below. I'll put this to the MATICOOPX and to the NUTURE if you for some reason like the NUTURE better. Now, I didn't bring the NUTURE out here this morning, but I attached pictures up here side by side of them. But I just like how this one works better. Now also, I got a homemade incubator. I attached the video above if y'all like to go watch it. Now my homemade one, I hatch quails in all 3 of these incubators all summer long. It was just steady. Had a steady rotation. In my homemade incubator, I got just as good a hatch rate out of it as I did these. The only thing with the homemade one, it ain't got no egg turner in it. And there's sometimes I'd turn them, stick my hand in there and roll them in the morning or roll them in the evening. There's some days they didn't get turned. And it's still like I couldn't really see the hatch rate change enough to say my homemade incubator wasn't working. The only thing with the homemade incubators, a lot bigger, takes up more room, and uses more electricity because it's running off of light bulbs. But I attach that video above if y'all would like to go see my homemade incubator I built. So I'm gonna play the clips here of hatching the eggs. Let y'all see that, and it's gonna be a lot of things I just said. It's gonna be repeated in them little clips I put together as I was hatching the eggs. And like I said, if y'all interested in breast chickens, go over on Madeline Royal's channel, Arcadian Orchard. Start watching some of her videos. And guys, she really got a good strategy of how she's doing her breeding, trying to get better birds out of these breast chickens. I learn a lot just by watching it. And also, if you're interested in the eggs, you might want to give her a shout out there and tell her you're interested in some of her eggs when she, because I got confidence she's going to start shipping out some eggs. But we was just doing a test here, and I think the test come out great, especially getting up there at 80% with an Amazon incubator. So let's watch the clip now. Well guys, it's early in the AM here on June the 26th. I received my eggs yesterday in the mail. I brought them in here, opened them up, checked them, made sure everything was okay. All the eggs looked good. Didn't look like no cracks or no damage from the shipping. So I set them here and I let them set. This has been approximately 18 hours of them setting. I went on and started my incubator up yesterday to let it come up to temperature. I will be using the MATICOOPX Incubator to hatch these eggs. Now, I have the NUTURE 360. I purchased this incubator, and I have a homemade incubator that I've been hatching quail eggs in all summer. This MATICOOPX I love over the NUTURE 360. And like I said, I've hatched several batches of quail eggs. Never hatched any chicken eggs. So back to the eggs. I got these from Madeline Royal over at Arcadia Orchard. And if y'all ain't never checked her channel out and you're interested in breast chickens, guys, you need to go check out Madeline Royal. And I'll put a link in the description below this video. Check her videos out. She's been raising these breast chickens for 6 to 7 years. And what's good about it is she ain't just raising chickens just to raise them. She's been going through a program of weeding out every time she breeds, picking out her best roosters, her best hens, anything from the body weight for your meat, because these are dual purpose birds, down to trying to keep their characteristics of the breast with the blue legs, and you know what I'm saying, a breeding program to keep everything good and getting these birds bigger and healthier. So I'm gonna load these eggs this morning into the incubator. We'll check back on them several days later, and then when they hatch, we're gonna see how many we got hatched and look at our new chicks. Now, I had 2 different thermometers in here just to double check, make sure everything's good to go. Put my glasses on here. Madeline even numbered these eggs. So I'm going to try to put all the same numbers in the same trays. We're going to put the pointy sides down, just like she shipped them. I got 19 eggs here, guys. She shipped me what she could get in a standard shipping box, or I'll say standard shipping box. I don't know if that's a standard shipping box or not, but this particular size shipping box. And she's got them in here very well. She uses pipe insulation to put them in to ship them with this bubble wrap. And these eggs has come from Ohio all the way to Louisiana. So they have been on a long ride, and that's why I wanted to make sure I let them sit several hours still before I put them in the incubator. Alright guys, I got my 19 eggs loaded up here. We're gonna put our top on there. I got a note that I put on my incubators of the date I loaded, the date that they need to go on lockdown, then the date that they should hatch. So we'll be checking back with y'all. Okay guys, we on day 18 now. Now, I didn't candle these eggs at any point, but on about day 7 or 8, I could start getting a smell here in this room. I opened them up and I done a sniff test, and I found one egg that apparently had a little crack or a little chip or something in it. Maybe from the shipping, maybe from me putting them in the incubator. But anyway, I put it back in there for a few days. I set it right up here on the front row. I waited a few days. I done the sniff test again. It was getting stronger, so I threw one egg away. So I've got 18 eggs in here. Now what I'm gonna do, instead of taking these eggs out of the turner, I'm just gonna unplug the turner so it won't be turning the eggs no more. I just tested it, make sure it won't be turning the eggs no more. And we're gonna let these hatch in the upright position. Now with the quails, I always took them out and laid them down, but I was talking to Miss Madeline and she says, which I know she's got a way more expensive incubator she uses, but she hatches them sitting in the upright position. So I'm gonna leave them in the turning rails there. I then added a little water in here to bring my humidity up a little bit. I tried my best to keep this at around 40% humidity up to day 18. And the reason I say I tried my best, because here in Louisiana, when I'm hatching quail eggs, I do what I call a dry hatch, because our humidity right here in Louisiana is always around 30-35% more than it's not, especially the last 2 or 3 weeks with all the rain we're getting. And it's hard to keep these dead on. You'd have to add a little bit of water 4 or 5 times a day. At this point, I tried to keep it around 40 up until day 18. I just added a little water, and it's around 62% right now. Now at this point, I will, if I'm home, I'll come in here and try to keep it even better than I did at the 40. So it won't be but just a few more days and we ought to have some chickens hatching, and I'll get right back with y'all. Well guys, today is July the 16th, 21 days, and through the night last night we got hatching. Now, I counted this morning, we started out with 19 eggs, but one egg was cracked or something and was putting off a bad smell, and I took it out on about day 8, somewhere around there. So we have 18 eggs. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 so far. No, 10, 11, maybe 12. So 11 or 12 out of 18 so far. Once they get dry and fluffy, then I'm gonna take them out and put them in my brooder. Because you can see when you leave them sitting in the turning rails, they ain't got room to run around. Which I done what Miss Madeline suggested. Left them in the upright positions. She says she has better hatch rate that way. And y'all know me, I'm one that'll try anything, especially if it's supposed to make things better. So even at this point, we are a success, because if I get 50% hatch rate, even on my own eggs, much less after they've been shipped, I am very happy. So as you can see by the clip, I didn't candle the eggs or nothing. To me, I'm scared of candling them, getting them out and candling them. I end up damaging an egg that may have been a good egg, putting it in and taking it out and stuff. So I just don't handle. And like I said, now I'm speaking back to quail eggs because that's about all I've been hatching is quail eggs. But I'm excited to watch these birds grow. Pick out my best ones for my breeders. And which one's gonna go in the deep freeze because I have yet to eat a breast chicken yet. And also I'm excited to see now that I got these breast chickens, and I got, if y'all watched my video before, I got the breast chickens that I got from Justin up at Breast Farms. So I'm gonna have two different bloods here that when my breeding, I think over the next 2 or 3 years, I can try to breed better characteristics and keep meatier birds going myself. Guys, I don't know where I was at because Captain America just come up here. Oh, he's on his tractor this morning. But I'm excited to watch these grow, and like I think I was saying, I was talking about having the two different bloodlines from two different places. That's kind of was my plans and hope of trying to do. And when I was able to do a little collaboration with Madeline, that really got me excited because I know she done put a whole lot of time into her chickens and her eggs. So I think I'm gonna have some pretty good breast chickens. You want to come over here, Captain America, and tell them good morning? Captain America just got up, guys. Come around here.
Good morning.
Get up here. Stand on there.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, guys. Captain America come out to see us this morning. And Captain America had his tonsils removed about 6 days ago, I think. So he is just now getting to where he is eating good and feeling a little better. But his voice has changed since we had them tonsils put out. Alright guys, but that's it on the eggs. Me and Captain America here is finna go in there and see if we can eat us some fresh chicken eggs this morning for breakfast. You think that's a good idea? Yeah? Alright. But guys, like I said, go. If you're interested in the incubators that won't break the bank, I'm suggesting the MATICOOPX over the NUTURE anyway. Also, if you want a little incubator just to do a very few eggs, I got one of them little magic flies. That was one of the first ones I bought when I started getting my quails and stuff. And guys, that little thing you can hatch. I think it probably hold 6 or 8 chicken eggs maybe, but quail eggs I can put like 18 or 20 of them in there. And that little fella works good too for a little bitty incubator if you just want to have something for a hobby and ain't gonna be hatching that many eggs. That little magic fly works great. But anyway, me and Coach has been to go eat us some fresh eggs this morning, and I hope y'all have a great day. And if you ain't never subscribed, please reach down there and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Don't cost you a thing, but it helps me and Colton get our YouTube channel growing a little more here. And as always, I hope y'all have a great day and a blessed week.
See you next time.
See y'all next time, guys.
I just have a tattoo on my arm.
Are you gonna show him your tattoo there? Guys, he got him some stick-on tattoos.
I do.
Captain America with tattoos.